I'm here today with Sophie from the CAA. So I think, first of all, should we start by just outlining what it is the CAA do and how it overlaps with us at NPAS?
I work for the Civil Aviation Authority, which is the safety regulator, and we have a large program of work to enable drones and other innovative technology, whether that be eVTOL, hydrogen, AI, and that's really my role. So I am director of the innovation space for that aviation program, which you are a key part of.
Perfect. And so we're sat here with our Chiefable uncrewed aircraft today, but we're currently trialling over the Bristol Estuary to explore how we might integrate it across a blended fleet of aviation. And I'm just interested from your perspective as to what you're hoping that we could explore during those trials.
Yeah, it's a really good question. So, I think firstly, a lot of what you're doing is first in kind. So we are sitting with the Sheeble itself today. The weight of this drone, that's the first time we've been able to approve operation over land like this. And really, I think we were able to do that because of the collaboration that we've had between our teams, the data that you shared with us. And really for us, data is key here. So as you well know, initially this is operating in what we would call segregated airspace. We call it a temporary danger area. But really part of that is all about confidence building between our organisations. So you sharing data with us, really about situational awareness, the radar data that you're getting, what we tend to call comms, nav and surveillance in the CAA. So how is it that you are building that situational awareness? If you need to take any avoiding action, how are you doing it? If you do have any encounters with other aircraft, how do you record it? What procedures have you got with the ANSP? All of these kinds of things. And then you sharing that with us really helps us build confidence in the platform, your procedures, what you're doing. And then that really enables us to say, okay, how can we work together on what next? So maybe we might look at something such as a temporary reserve area. So a similar construct, but one where actually you can have more operations in. So we start to really test how you might take what you've done and scale it in different areas, different locations, different places.
There's quite a lot of perception at the moment that drones are already a thing and are really active within the UK airspace. And why don't we just crack on and utilise? People see the military Reapers being flown and that sort of thing. Just from your perspective, what we've talked about this being the first of their kind. Where are you in terms of and we can divide it between 25 kilo and over uncrewed or the smaller drones? Where are you in terms of any other development for the heavier type drones in UK airspace?
I think that's where it's a really interesting one, because in some ways I'm always keen to get across, I think, that this sector is not brand new, has been around. Our main guidance document that we've had for a long time, CAP 722, is over 25 years old. So in many ways this is not a sector that is brand new, and it's got a lot of I think good track record. However, also a lot of the use cases like the one we're working with you on and others are really testing the boundary of what we can do in terms of operating with other airspace users and the weight of the platform. And obviously, the heavier the platform, the more we have to think about mitigations for ground risk, because obviously we have to think about heavier you are, the more kinetic energy you might generate. How do we mitigate that? And then the more that we're scaling up and the more users that we have, drones and others, the more we're loading risk into the airspace system. And the CAA looks after the total air risk picture. So then we have to really think about, right, how do we lean on those mitigations, some of which we've already referenced today, right? Detect and avoid, good situational awareness, taking avoiding action, whatever it might be. So that's why I think you can't go and do it tomorrow. But there is a lot going on today, and it's the gathering data, it's the learning from that data, creating those policies to enable the sector to scale that is really going to almost be, I think, like that cliff edge where you will really start to see quite a lot of scaling up of the use cases.
When we're talking timescales is where we're going to. We're clearly doing this trial. It comes towards the end of the financial year, at which point we'll come right up where we are and put proposals forward. Do you see any challenges in terms of then the next 12, 24, 48 months in terms of the delivery of this as a viable option for aviation this year?
I think that's where we really have to deploy what we call crawl, walk, run in terms of innovation. So it's the data that you gather, it's the continued working together that will allow us to both build confidence across our organisations about what can be done. And, I think it's really worthwhile being open about innovation in that We don't have a ton of historic data, particularly if you're doing things for the first time like you are. So that's why we have to get the data, build the confidence, see what we can do next. I think the way we've been working together so far has been really positive. There have been a couple of bumps along the way, but I think we've been able to communicate through those, work them through. Innovation is difficult. You know, these are things that are worth saying. So I'm hopeful, but I think we have to take an open mind about what the data shows us and have that iterative response to it based on what we see.
I think the last question is around what opportunities this is going to bring, both for policing and for the aviation sector more generally. You'll be having lots of conversations as the head of the innovation with other sectors. Just if we can finish off with where do you see opportunities for others to learn from what we're doing, but equally to push themselves forward in terms of delivery of other capabilities or other areas.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing that across the board at the moment, really. I mean, I would particularly say in the sectors of emergency services, healthcare, last mile delivery, and infrastructure surveillance, we are really seeing demand for those types of use cases, and that's why, I mean, at the CAA we want to almost take a agnostic approach to any use case. We just want to make sure that it's safe. We take an enabling mindset, but equally we do pay attention to where's the demand coming from, what's going on in the sector, and we are really seeing a lot of opportunities in those four areas. So we're excited about what's to come.
Yeah, thank you. We're thrilled the way it's working. We're really excited to where it's going and how it can complement our fleet. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.